Good day. In this video lesson, we'll be looking at the Cape Winelands Common September Paper 2 of 2018. And given to us is question 1. The information reads as follows. 90 learners wrote a test out of 60 and the results are shown in the table below. So from the table we can see that 2 learners achieved between 0 and 10 and 9 learners achieved between 10 and 20. 21 learners achieved between 30 and 20, 32 learners achieved between 30 and 40, 19 learners achieved between 40 and 50, and then 7 learners achieved between 50 and 60. And the first instruction is to complete the cumulative frequency table in the answer book. Now the cumulative frequency table that was given in the answer book looks as follows. And so when you complete your cumulative frequency table, the values will in your cumulative frequency will be the accumulation of the frequencies at that point. So between 0 and 10 there's 2 and the cumulative frequency of 2 is 2. And then between 0 and 20 it's 2 plus 9, that's 11. And then between 0 and 30 that's 2 plus 9, it's 11. So 11 plus 21 is 32. And then between 0 and 40 it's 32 plus 32, that's 64. And then 64 plus 19 is 83, and 83 plus 7 gives you 90. So that gives you the total number of students that wrote the test, right? So another thing to also keep in mind is that RTO GIF is a very common question that's going to be asked of you in the paper. So when you're done with your frequency here, you can start identifying the coordinates for your GIF, and there's a nice way of doing it. You take the maximum value for this frequency and you match that up with your cumulative frequency, because keep in mind that GIF is a cumulative frequency graph, and then it's 20 and 11, 30 and 32, that's going to be your coordinates, 40 and 64, 50 and 83, and then 60 and 90. Those will be your coordinates for your GIF. Okay, so how for this question 2 marks were allocated, and those 2 marks goes to the first 3 values, that's correct, and then the second 3 values also correct, and that would give you your 2 marks. Let's have a look at the next question. Here they ask you or instruct you to draw a cumulative frequency curve or GIF for the data above. Now keep in mind that you're going to start with 0 and 0 because those will be your anchors. So if you look at this now, the 0 and 0, that's your anchor, and then 10 and 2, so there's 10 and 2 is below the 5, which is the halfway line there. So there's 10 and 2, 20 and 11, so 11 is just above 10, 30 and 32, okay, and then 40 and 64, there's 64 just below 65, and then 50 and 83, there's 80 just below 85, there's 83, and then obviously 60 and 90. So this will then be your GIF. So your marks will be given to your anchor there, your upper boundary there, and obviously your cumulative frequency as well, right? So for that you will get then 3 marks. Let's have a look at the next question. An award was given to any learner who obtained above 45 out of 60. How many learners received an award? So now, to find that solution, we now need to look at what we have. So we know that 90 learners is the total. So we need to subtract the learners with 45 and below, that achieved 45 and below. Okay, so you will add up all of these. Okay, so once you've added up all of these, so it's 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 21 is 32, plus 32 is 64. Now 64, you put 64 there, okay, but remember 64 is only up until 40. They say up until 45. 45 is the mark in the middle here. So the value in the middle here will be your 10th value. So you add 10 here, okay, so then you are left with 90 minus 74, and then the number of learners who received 45, above 45, are then 16 learners. So it will be the 7 learners there and the 9 that is left there, and those will be your 16, and that was for 2 marks as well. So it will be for 1 mark for that and 1 for your answer as well.